part of the day to essentially help out with their FLL team and get them prepared for FTC. So getting them exposed to some Java programming as well as some of the new parts and the new interfaces that we use. Also, Dominic, Jordan, and I have we went this week to Skyview Elementary, where we're essentially helping them out with the FLL team, which they're presenting their robots. I believe they said in April. They told us.
Questions?
What's the greatest challenge you face as a team?
Probably the treads.
Yeah, we've gone through us alone at least an entire kilogram roll of plastic. As you can see, we even ran out of the yellow partway through, and now we're onto this black stuff here. And
These were all originally pink, and then we broke
Yeah.
those.
Mhm.
Then they were yellow, we broke a lot of those,
And-
and now they're black.
And we broke black Tetris treads.
Yeah.
I think like the heavy robot has done a number on its drive system.
And as you can see with the iterations on this here, we've just every one of these we've done for pretty much every single design you see here. We've done an entire set of treads for, so about this many for the entire robot. So that takes about 21 per side, which is several hours of 3D printing alone. And
Yeah.
lots of plastic.
Sounds like we need a few more 3D printers.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah,
3D printed parts on here, which ones did you design? Which ones did you pick up off of the internet?
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So the treads was a lot of my design, and like I said, we tried printing out the treads that fit in exactly. And with 3D printers, you know, they layer them, so the X and Y structures are usually strong, but the Z snaps easily, and so no matter which way we print it, there's always a weak spot that would snap. And so then we went to the inserts, and then so that, you know, the inserts are small, you know, about a millimeter high and about 2 millimeters thick. And so that's very precise for the design. And then we slid that in, and that worked well, but then the treads themselves would break under the heavy structure of this. So then we decided, you know, chains would work well. So then we had to design it where we could fit, finishing nails into it to keep it steady, and that's worked very well so far.
So far.
And then we've also designed the geared teeth inside. That was like 24 teeth per inch, so that was again.
That's actually a really impressive print. That's really cool.
Thank you. And then
I think that may be all.
these things here, most teams have access to them. It's like several websites like Thingiverse, they just give FTC files for these strain relief.
But I mean, that's the first time I've seen a ring gear.
Yeah, I believe it was printed straight originally.
yeah,
but
and
they
then
had to
before it cooled,
bend
we had to bend it to fit the
Very good.
side of the.
Impressive.
So where's your notebook?
We don't have it here.
Oh,
Isn't that back in the module, or did we leave it there?
Yeah, I think it's in there. So
Yeah.
we did fundraising.
Fundraising, let's see. I guess I did some of it. I did a presentation in a software company in Denver called Possible Mobile. We presented essentially another team, or a teammate from another team presented. We essentially brought down a robot, showed it off, and essentially the challenge and what we've done this year. We also gave a tour to a couple of people who donated money, like after touring our facility.
So how much adult involvement have you had with this design team, fundraising, outreach?
Same with the actual team, very little. Mr. Watson, Mitchell's dad.
He's given us that. Yeah, he's given us access.
He's given us
to
access, but
and-
yeah, like
yeah.
let us in on the weekends.
The fundraising, he's been a part of a lot of some of the fundraising and grants and stuff.
But the outreach?
The outreach, we've been the ones going to those.
Our
Any of
coaches
the
found us
range,
the opportunity, but
outreach
after that
also?
was.
Somewhat. We've arranged part of the outreach. So it was partially him, partially us.
So what's your game strategy?
So our robot this year, we've been planning on being able to move up the ramp and use these to grab onto the bars. That was the whole process of that. We realized that hasn't been working, but we also just realized today that the motors are only on half power in the program. So we only just realized that today. And we also pick up the scoring elements in the back here and dispense them into the low and not very accurately the median goals, but we're
Well,
they would let us-
we're
we
working
could
on
find
that.
a map we could get into.
Well, I mean, if they would let us launch stuff, we could peg the medium one from like 4 feet away.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah, that's actually why we had it on these zip ties, is because after gearing it up, we didn't have a ton of practice.
3 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't have a ton of practice after gearing it up, and at the competition, in the practice field, we were lucky that we found that out early, is that even if we're just trying to drop it into the lower goal, this will shoot balls and blocks in a straight line up to the middle goal, so we had to add on some zip ties last second to.
So how have you shown gracious professionalism?
We've helped out the 3 other teams essentially getting started with the programming somewhat. And
Which other?
the 3 other Windsor High School teams that are
So
Me
10-7-3-6.
10-4-4-8.
Helped
and
out.
6-2.
me and Jordan spent a long time helping them with their programming, getting all the Android Studio and other hardware working, since they had a lot of challenges with that. So me and Jordan have done a lot in that during practice.
And then at the beginning for the first practice maybe it was essentially some concepts of main design things that work best. And so
We also tend to lend out our programmers during competition when someone having issues with their programming.
Yeah, and the qualifier would help. 3 or 4 teams that were struggling to get a connection.
Yeah,
And they, by the end, they were running, so.
So what's the biggest challenge in the competitions?
Moving.
I'd say moving, because I've seen the robots that, there's some robots built for going up the ramp that can go up the ramp great, but on the floor they're very wobbly. They'll even knock themselves over sometimes on the floor. And I think that's just the biggest challenge of having a good transition between the very steep and slick ramp and the normal mats, which
So you run autonomous?
we're working on that. It can.
Working
the-
on the autonomous.
Our biggest problem with the autonomous is that the field debris is so unpredictable, and with these treads, it can force it right. It can force the field elements right underneath it, meaning that it
The
essentially
high sound.
completely displaces our windows and setup.
I mean, it's really more of a guesswork, like, let's see where we end up at the end of this autonomous. We know where we'd like to go, the question is getting there.
Yeah. That's part of the fun. Closing words?
Thank you for your time.
It's been a fun year. We're excited to see the next challenge though.
I'm a bad on this one.
There was only 25 seconds left.
um,
So when did adult season start? When did you start?
October?
October?
No, September.
September